Also, big news today, Brandon Aiyuk has officially said, I won't trade. Get me out of here.
Okay.
So Mike Garafolo is reporting that All-Pro wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk has officially requested a trade after an offseason of unsuccessful. Why is that happening?
It's all right. Those spider bites.
That goddamn spider bite. That brown recluse.
I would imagine a lot of internet doctors told you what that is. Like, you got any report?
Yeah, you need some spray? You got greedy spray?
You know what Michael Cole told me?
What'd he say?
Michael Cole said you take 2 weeks off and you think your vocal cords are just going to be the same. You lost it.
Oh.
That's what Michael Cole. Michael Cole talks shit to me.
He said you lost.
A man who has lost. This is a guy who has missed 3 shows in 27 years. He couldn't wait to see me after, a nice 2-week break. And then for my voice to kind of just drop off at one point, just going, geez, it would probably take a couple weeks to get back. Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're an asshole, dude. I want to let you know. And I would like to let Brandon Aiyuk know, I apologize that the sound just dropped out of my voice. Well, we're making a pretty big announcement about your life. Okay? Brandon Aiyuk and the Niners have not been willing to engage in negotiation since May. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We've seen a couple vlogs, since then about they don't want me here no more. They don't want any of this from Brandon Aiyuk's side. So the fact that they haven't negotiated since May, obviously a long time. The fact that he is potentially stuck there for another 3 years with the way the franchise tag is operating. The money he wants versus the money they're willing to give because of all the money they have across that entire roster because they got a rookie quarterback, which I believe Aiyuk is saying, hey, you could pay me because you got a rookie quarterback. But the way the Niners look at it is we paid everybody. Whenever they play in those primetime games, they'll put up graphics of like highest paid per position. And the Niners have like 10 guys on there that are all in like the top 8 or top 7 of payment, which is why the quarterback for this team actually gets judged so hard because the roster is so talented. Well, when you have a very talented roster, it's going to be very expensive. It's going to be hard to get money around. And Brandon Aiyuk is seemingly the guy that they are not going to be able to get money to. He might see the writing on the wall. He might want to get out of there, but the Niners hold all the cards. How do you feel about it, AJ, where Brandon Aiyuk requests a trade officially? That feels like a big deal here, just a few days removed from everybody starting camp.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big deal, but it's not shocking by any means. We knew it could easily come to this because the Niners they have all the power. They kind of have the leverage. Now, Aiyuk does have leverage because of his great play and how good he is and everything that he does. He could be wide receiver 1 really anywhere, I believe. So, I mean, they don't have to do anything. Request a trade, yeah. The thing is, the Niners can say, no, sorry, you got to come in here. You're going to get fined once camp starts, all of that stuff. They have all the power here, but I don't know what they might do. I mean, I honestly feel like they just hold on to him and make him come in.
Damn. Yeah, if you officially request a trade, does that mean you're not going to come to camp?
I mean, they'll say that, yeah. They'll say, okay, prove it that you're going to miss games, I guess, which I hope, and no player wants to do that.
What do you think, D-Boy?
I mean, you kind of saw it with the behind the scenes with the Hard Knock stuff. Sometimes this is the best move for the player in that situation. To AJ's point, he is a valuable asset, so somebody will give up some stuff for him. And then for him as a player, you want to handle this before training camp. You know what I mean? Obviously, this is as late as possible. Now you see why he said they don't want me. If you're not negotiating since May, you can say all the shit you want to say, but if we're not talking numbers, we know money talks, especially with wide receivers getting paid. So for him, he wants the team that wants him, wants to get paid, and obviously you want to, get into a building with an OC, start dialing up shit for you, get reps with your quarterback, get used to the city, whatever the family situation is. So I hope it gets worked out. I would love to see Brandon Aiyuk play. I hate, situations drawing into the season. I would like to see him, him play and, be where he wants to be.
Yeah, also come to the Colts, dude. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about
AJ,
that.
don't you think? Like,
Well, unfortunately, he didn't have much power. You're talking to the Niners front office there. When you
yeah,
said
but
that.
what D-Butt just brought up right there it was a pretty good point, and I keep forgetting about it because Jonathan Taylor literally just did it this past training camp to the Indianapolis Colts, and then Hard Knocks proved it to be true. Like Darius pointed this out, the way he took the conversation that took place, and it's 100% true. It's like, do we want to deal with Saquon Barkley franchise tag situation again? Publicly, all the bullshit. They actually talking about that.
Yeah.
They're spending time in a meeting saying, do we want to deal with that? Because these are humans at the end of the day. The thing about this particular team is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have dealt with shit. I mean, they've sat right at a press conference right next to each other and just in the middle of shit with money and contracts, with how much talent they've drafted and have over there. And they seemingly just live it. They don't give a fuck.
No, I mean,
they just live in it over there.
This is kind of like they just went through the whole Trey Lance thing too. Like that was way louder and much more like explosive than this is. And also nothing's really changed. Like I know he's like officially requested a trade, but like we've known about this for months now. So it's like from their position, it's like, oh, okay, you officially want to trade now. Like, well, we knew that 2 months ago, and we still still don't want to fucking trade you. So,
Well,
okay.
to your point, Adam Schefter has just tweeted, and we know Schefter. We said this to Schefter's face, and he did not disagree. And we have known this about Schefter since before we had a relationship with Schefter. That Schefter had a plug with the Niners because Schefter, obviously, first with almost, I mean, him and Rappaport are basically. Garofalo came with this one, but they are the ones, and they have their own teams that are with them. So it's a kind of team effort. We get it, but like the Niners shit, he is the one that is always right. So he's plugged in. Sources are saying other teams have reached out and spoken to San Francisco, have been told that, 49ers have no intention of trading disgruntled wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk, who officially has requested a trade. 49ers open training camp next week. See you then. That is coming directly from
York. Send better offers.
That's potentially if you want some, come get some. But it's also potentially the Niners being like, hey, Schefter, just remind them.
Yeah.
We do not care.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo practiced on another field.
Yeah.
And then kept
At training camp.
Yeah.
Said the Jimmy Garoppolo era was something. Said that.
Yeah.
And then had a going away video.
Yep.
He's training on a different field. He plays for the team as well.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow.
Yep.
It's like that's Niners football almost. Debo was pissed at one point.
They do seem to weather the storm. Like it's big at the moment, but then it's kind of gone. And then whenever it happens, though, they like the solution happens, and they figure it out, and it's just bam, here we go, everything's good. Like they do deal with a lot.
Yeah, I mean, as we're starting to talk about it, a lot of these teams, you hear the Giants go, we're not fucking doing it. John Lynch is like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, that may be the difference too.
Well, it's because
part of the obviously you need the players
Of why they're good?
Yeah, of why like good teams are good teams. Sometimes you know how Belichick handled business in New England. Obviously, you had Brady, but different people. Green Bay, they do their things differently. Like every Steelers, every organization kind of has their thing. But to your point, all these players are mentioned. Nick Bosa, who was top pass rusher in the league, pretty much his money said so. They weathered the storm all the way into the season, but he didn't have like the Nick Bosa season that you expected. You know what I mean? So sometimes maybe they learn from it, or maybe they do move differently. But I don't see the Niners paying them, north of $28 million at this point. So I mean,
Aiyuk.
Don't think they can.
What's it take to get him? What would a team give up for him?
I don't think the Niners are paying him. Like, this is a T. Higgins situation.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Like they actually just can't.
Not that they can't. I think they're just like, we're not.
They're like, hey, we have to make a decision somewhere with some people on this roster where we know we can't re-sign everyone to these giant deals.
And to Brandon Aiyuk, we would like to say, as a fan of Colts and Packers and
Steelers,
half the
Any Patriots.
half the league.
anyway, we would love to have Brandon Aiyuk on our team, which is why Brandon Aiyuk feels this way.
Yeah.
Because he knows that this is the case.
He's justified. He should feel. I understand him feeling this way because he also listen to anybody talk. Like he does the dirty work. He's blocking dudes. He's like going across the middle. This dude is like, yeah. He does a lot more than just what shows up on the stat sheet, which the stat sheet's pretty damn good for him as well.
If you want to get loud, I guess I'm sorry about Niners fans. I like the Niners. I'm a big fan of the way that team operates. I like the way they do their business. I like how they play football.
Yes.